Face. Ablen. Search. Games map. 10 apps. 1 nieuwe. Games. Klok. Drop. Hellhunter Antinomen. Liggen.
Hellhunter.
Illustraties.
Antinomen. Move among the options in the main menu with swipe left and swipe right. Then tap 2 times to select an option. New game. Load game. You have reached Harbor Village, main road. Saving point. You saved the edge of the road. The road isn't even safe. Tap water. Elian is surprised to know that the vampire was hidden a few meters below the tap water. But on second thoughts, this was simply the perfect hunting ground. People come here alone, and not frequently. Besides, incidents can be connected to the edge of the road. Bodies disappear without leaving any trace. To the square. To the villagers' houses. You have reached Harbor Village, villagers' houses. Bench. The sea breeze damaged it over time. Girl. That girl saw Elian during his stay at the village and heard some stories about his travel. So she asks him if he can find her father. He left some months ago with a boat for work, but since that day, he never returned. Elian tells her that he will give it a try, but she shouldn't expect too much from him. She nods and thanks him in any case. While Elian is leaving, a thought comes to his mind. Shipwrecks in that area probably lead to the coast from which he arrived as well, and that means her. Elian's former captor is suddenly walking along with him. She's surprised that he's asking her if she remembers that man. Elian turns his head elsewhere and keeps going as if nothing happened. She follows him and leans her head towards his ear. She whispers to him that maybe he's right. She could have took care of him as well, like many, many others. She asks Elian not to be jealous about that. In the end, it might be worth a look in the caves of the abyss. Although it's cruel to assume that the father of the girl is dead. Plague Spreader. The battle begins. The battle ends! Elian gains 50 experience. Ben, girl, weather, Plague Spreader. The battle begins. The battle ends! Elian gains 50. You opened life experience inventory instructions. Game battle background 100%. Get instructions inventory game 87%. Instruct inventory experience life point more than 75% life points. He's fine at the moment. Experience Elian reached level 7. 2,970 experience for the next level. Inventory. You opened the inventory page. 10. Blood vial. You opened the menu page. You're back in the map. Bench. Girl. Weather. To the underground. To the main road. To the wharf. You have reached Doctor. Amelia. Doctor. The doctor will be able to handle. To the speedboat. You have reached speedboat. Saving point. You saved the game. Amelia. Amelia is glad to see Elian again. She's sorry that they didn't Tool. Crew medical kit. Bed. Medical. The rest is for the crew. Bed. Elian doesn't need. Weapon. To the wharf. To the outside. To the cliffs. Saving point. To the cliffs. You have reached cliff path. Background. There's the speedboat, Dr. Grass. At a certain point, the grass. To the plains. To the hidden. To the plains. You have reached landscape. Grave. Metagai. To the hills. Metagai. Metagai congratulates Elian. To the hills. You have reached hills. You saved the game. Garbage. They must have been thrown to the caves of the abyss. You have reached broken east exit. North slide exit. Exit. North slide. You have reached caves of corpses. Elian uses his power and touches the corpses. A choir of screams flows inside his head. It's their desperation while falling into the void. Elian immediately pulls back his hand. Using his power on a group of corpses is not recommended. Ledge. East exit. Ledge. It's not possible. East exit. Corpses. East exit. You have reached caves of north exit. You have reached caves of the abyss. Passage. North west exit. You have reached caves of the abyss. Dead end. Corpses. Elian won't use his power on a group of corpses. It never ends well when he... Rags. There's a bunch of ripped clothes and... Standing corpse. Elian is a bit reluctant, but he uses his power and touches the body. It's silent for a while. Elian misjudged him. He wants to tell the corpse that he's sorry, but this power allows only a one-sided communication. Now Elian can return to the harbour village with news for the girl, if he has the courage to do so. His words. Elian has great respect for him. East exit. Corpse. East exit. You have reached caves of the north west exit. East exit. You have reached cave north exit, south exit, east exit. You have reached caves west exit, south exit, north exit, south exit. You have reached caves of the abyss, wide area, northwest. South, east, north exit, smooth wall, north exit. You have reached caves of the abyss, passage. West, south exit. You have reached caves of south exit, east exit, north exit, east exit. You have reached caves of the abyss, wide area, northeast, west, south, tunnel. You have reached Caves of the Abyss. Passage. West exit. You have reached Caves of the Abyss. Exit. You have reached saving point. You saved the game. To the plains, to the path to the cliffs. You have reached path to the cliffs. You have reached back cliff path. Grass, to the plains, to the hidden cave, to the coast, to the speedboat. You have reached speedboat, to the cliffs, to the outside, to the wharf. You have reached Harbour Village, wharf. To the speedboat, to the villager's house. You have reached Harbour Village, the sea. Girl. Elian returns after finding her father, but as suspected, he's dead. As she asks him if Elian has some news about her father, he answers yes. But now comes the hard part. Will Elian tell the truth? Or perhaps it's better to lie. Swipe left to tell a lie. Swipe right to tell the truth. Elian thinks that he must tell the truth, but there must be a way to not cause her trauma. So he asks her to bring him to her mother. He wants to speak with her about her father. Elian enters the house and asks the girl to go outside. He wants to talk in private. So Elian tells the truth to her mother. The silence is broken by her cry. He can't bear her gaze, so he looks away for a while. When the mother calms down a little, Elian asks her to tell the story to her daughter only when she's grown up enough to bear his death. Then he leaves without waiting for her answer. Before going away, Elian stops to say something to the girl. He looks into her eyes for a few seconds. Then he pats her head and tells her that her father asked him to give her this message. Please, be strong. Finally, Elian leaves and doesn't turn around. Bench, to the wharf, to the main road. You have reached Hub. You saved the game. To the village, to the square. You have reached Harbour Village, to the main, to market. Metaguy. Metaguy. Metaguy has one last tip for Elian. He tells him that every place he's visited has at least one thing to do inside it. Main story aside. To market. You have reached to the square, to the tourist area, to the bridge. You have reached Harbour Village, hidden lamppost. This lamppost is placed in a strategic place. Bridge. The rats Elian saw behaved like they were controlled by someone. To entry. You have reached Harbour Village. Saving point. You saved the game. Welcome sign. Sign welcome. That sign really screams tourist location from signpost. The only locations that Elian recognizes on this sign are the wastelands to the west and the wharf of this village to the east. Actually, there's not very much outside the village. To the wastelands. The horde of revenants is not there anymore. On the roof of the manor, Elian can see a big hole that wasn't there before. It must have been caused by that obsessive creature that keeps chasing Elian. Just how in the hell did he manage to arrive there, when the revenants surrounded the place? You have reached Wastelands. Saving point. You saved the game, zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 100 experience. Saving dead tree zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains saving dead water to the mountain. A water canal flanks the manor. To the mountain pass. You have reached mountain pass. Rubble. It has been broken shotgun. If the owner of this weapon is under the rubble next to the shotgun, then he's done for, judging by the state of the shotgun. Edge of the four-leaf clover. Edge of the... Despite what happened, from here, Elian can see a beautiful view of the landscape. Four-leaf clover. What a curious... Northeast exit. You have reached Mountain Pass Center. South rocks. Those rocks are perfect to block the path, which is already narrow and steep. Bloodsucker thorns. Battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains rock, narrow, man-eater roots. Battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains rock, narrow, northeast exit. You have reached Mountain Pass, northeast. Man-eater roots. Battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains corpse. Stone pit corpse. Elian uses his power and touches the corpse. As he suspected, he was killed by the monsters of this place. Apparently another guy with a shotgun was with him. But Elian probably knows the end of the story. Stone pillar. Maybe a monument, or maybe part of a structure. To the mountain pass entrance. Elian hears some noise coming from the wooden house. Maybe its owner returned. You have reached Mountain Pass. Axe. The axe is near the lumber. There's no need for other axes anyway. Watering can. Apparently the owner of flower. They're good looking. Lumber. To misty This time, there's no doubt. This is the house of a lumberjack. To the wooden house. Elian enters the house. As expected, there's a lumberjack inside. He feels a little guilty since he ate his food. Elian thinks he deserves an explanation. You have reached wooden house. Saving point. You saved the game. Medical kit. Elian finds inside it 2 transfusion bags, hence 2 blood vials. Tools. There are many tools used in a lumberjack's job. Toolbox. Although in the end, Elian didn't have to open the box. He doesn't feel the need to do that. He's already abused the hospitality of this place. Bed. The bed of the owner. It's not necessary to use it. Extinguished brazier. The fire is extinguished. Lumberjack. Elian introduces himself and starts to explain to the lumberjack what's happened. The lumberjack says that there's no problem. He saw that monster chasing Elian from a distance. He's pretty sure he's been through a lot. He asks Elian, without obligation, if he can take care of an anomaly in the Misty Lands. The mist is expanding outside the area, and at this rate, the lumberjack will have to abandon his house, since the monsters inside it are really dangerous. To the mountain pass entrance. You have reached to the wooden to Misty Lands. Elian returned here. There's no trace of the forest he crossed before. It was an illusion in his mind after all. Instead, there's the same foggy landscape he crossed at the beginning. But he also feels some strong presence in this area. You have reached Misty Area 6. Ground. The vegetation is about to give way to rocks. Even the lumber. Lumber. To Misty Area 5. You have reached Misty Area 5. Saving point. You saved the game. Bones. It's not possible to determine the cause of death. Very old tree. The incredibly old tree is still there. To Misty Area 4. You have reached Misty Area. Rock. Actually, it was the location that was weird, not the rock. It's just a matter of perspective. Spectral haze. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 500 experience points. Double tap to Spectral haze. The battle begins. The battle ends. Alien gains 500. You open instructions. Game battle background 70%, 40%. Game progression 89%. Instructions. Inventory. Experience point. You opened the inventory page. 8. Blood vial. You opened the instructions. Experience. Life points. Less than 75% life points. He's a bit tired. Experience point. Alien reached level 7. You're back in the map. To Misty Area 5. To Misty Area 1. You have reached Misty Area 1. Grass. In the end, where Alien before saw high bushes, now there's just some grass. Suggestion combined with imagination is quite impressive indeed. Mannequin. Alien is defeated. Seems like this is the end. Swipe left to load the last saved game. You have reached Misty Area 5. To Misty Area 6. To Misty Area 4. You have reached Misty Area 4. Spectral haze. The battle begins. The battle ends. Alien gains 5. To Misty Area 5. You open light instruction. Get battle back. Alert. Battle back. 70%. 40%. 10%. You're back in the map. You open life point. 100% life points. He's in perfect condition. You're back in the map. To Misty Area 1. You have reached Misty Area 1. In the end, where Mannequin. The battle ends. Alien gains 1,500 experience points. Alien gets Blood Vial. Double tap to continue. To Misty Area Center. You have reached Misty. You saved the game. To the right path, to the left path, to houses 2. You have reached Misty Area, houses 2. Wooden building 3. Now there's really nothing useful here. Lumber. A lot of lumber. Wooden building 4. Inside it there's some. To houses 1. Wall of mist. The wall of mist materialized behind Elian right after he entered here. But now that he is paying more attention to it, the shape is changing. A pair of huge arms come out of it. The lower part becomes more slender, and finally the part above becomes the head of a demon. He's watching Elian. His fangs and claws look sharp. He's a mist creature. A powerful and cold mist aura comes out of him. Elian prepares to fight the mist demon. The battle begins. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. The enemy is not shielded anymore. The enemy is shielded from attacks. needed anymore. The battle ends. Elian gains 4,000 experience points. Elian increases his experience level. Double tap to continue. After a difficult battle, the demon finally dissolves, along with the mist from which he was formed. As Elian exchanged blows with the demon, he perceived a familiar power. But now it's clear. It was his power. The one which released the delay of death when he was on the verge of death and travelled along the forest. Apparently, the discharge of power was so intense that it fell on the place and merged with the mist. Now that Elian has killed the source, the mist won't expand any further, so he can warn the lumberjack about that. To houses, wooden building, to houses. You have reached wood mist medical kit. The medical kit is empty. The medical kit is empty. Wooden to houses 2. You have reached misty area. Houses 2. To house it to the misty area center. You have reached misty area center. To the right path. You have reached misty area 2. Sign. Chopped up tree. To misty area 3. You have reached misty area 3. Medical kit. There's a medical kit. Elian checks for transfusion bags and finds 2 of them inside. He gets 2 blood vials. To misty area 4. You have reached misty area 4. Spectral haze. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 500 experience points. Double tap to misty area 5. You have reached misty area. Saving point. You saved the game. You open life point. Experience. Elian reached level 8. 3,900 experience for the next level. You're back in the map. To Misty Area. Saving point. You saved the game. To Misty Area 6. You have reached Misty Area to outside the mist. You have reached watering flowers, lumber, to Misty Land, to the wooden house. You have reached wooden house. Saving point. Medical. Saving. You saved the game. Medical. The medical kit is empty. Tools. Toolbox. Bed. Extinguished lumberjack. Elian returns and tells the lumberjack that the anomaly is resolved. He's really impressed and relieved, so he gives Elian 3 transfusion bags, which he converts into 3 blood vials. Elian accepts the reward with pleasure. The lumberjack thanks him again, since he doesn't have to abandon his house anymore. To the mountain pass entrance. You have reached mountain pass entrance. Axe. You open life point 100% inventory. You opened the inventory page. 12. Blood vial. You opened the... You're back in the... To the mountain. Axe. The axe. To the mountain path. You have reached mountain pass. North. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 130 core. Stone pit core. Elian uses his power and touches the corpse. As he suspected, he was killed by the monster. Stone, maybe a monument. To the mountain, southwest exit. You have reached mountain pass. Rocks, bloodsucker thorns. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 110 experience points. Double tap. Rock, narrow, man-eater roots. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 130 experience points. Double tap to rock, narrow, northeast exit, southwest. You have reached rock, broken edge of the 4-leaf clover, northeast exit to the wasteland. You have reached wasteland. Saving point. You saved the game. Zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 100 experience points. Save dead tree. In these wastelands, there's no zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 100 experience points. Saving dead water canal. A water canal flanks the manor. That's probably the to the mountain path, to the manor. You have reached manor. Entrance hall. Floor 0. Typewriter. On a small table to the left of the stairs, there's a typewriter. Such a weird location for it. Entrance door. Sealed door. To the wasteland. East door. West to floor 1. Typewriter. To floor. You have reached manor. East door to the dinner hall. To the end to the dinner. You have reached Manor. Saving point. You saved the game. To floor 1. You have reached Manor. West door exit. East door. To the dinner. To the end. You have reached Manor. To floor. West door exit. East door exit. You have reached Manor. Quiet. Scraps. Many pieces of iron are scattered in a corner of the room. Corpse. Elian uses his power and touches the corpse. Despite its state, he still responds to Elian's call. After all, the soul has nothing to do with organs, not even the brain. According to his words, he was a journalist in search of a scoop about the daughter of the Count of this manor. He couldn't imagine that he would have been devoured by a horde of zombies. To the entrance hall, to the underground. Scrap to the under... You have reached Manor Underground. Storage room. Saving point. You saved the game. Shelf 1. On this shelf there are many jars. They are filled with a liquid, and inside there are many organs from humans. Skinless zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 150 experience points. Double tap to shelf 3, shelf 2. This shelf is filled with sealed boxes. Elian can imagine what's inside them, but just doesn't want to. Shelf 3. Another stock of jars. There's a mush inside each of them. There's no way to figure out the ingredients. Skinless zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains 150 experience points. Double tap to the metal door. To corridors. You have reached Manor under pipes. There are many pipes that start from the floor and continue beyond the ceiling. Probably the water from the canal passes inside those pipes. And maybe they also serve water. Elian could jump into the canal again, but there's no reason to do that anymore. Hole in the ceiling. Just how? He fell from above and landed exactly before Elian. How could that be? Wheel. There's a connection with the pipes. The wheel. To storage. North exit. Pipe. North exit. You have reached Manor under glass. The glass is empty. Wall. Aside from that, there's nothing else. Coffin. This coffin is of the finest quality. The carvings further enhanced. That voice. The same one from behind that metal door. Did the owner hear that voice while he slept? Elian opens the coffin. The cover inside matches the quality on the outside. Searching harder, Elian finds a hidden pocket in the cover. There's a key inside. Elian gets the prison key. What was the relation between the owner and the prisoner? To corridor. Glass. To corridor. You have reached Manor Underground. North to storage. Wheel. To store. North exit. Pipe. North. To store. You have reached Skip Manor Underground. The battle begins. The battle ends. Elian gains to corridors. Metal door. The door is locked. There's a small window in the door. Elian can't see a thing anyway. It's too dark. He tries to listen. Elian unlocks the door with the prison key. That terrifying female moan came from here. Who's the prisoner? But the actual question is, if it should have been better to toss that key in the canal and forget about this room forever or not. Even that Nosferatu had to relegate her to a prison. Elian can't figure out the whole picture, but fighting this monster is his job. And after all, everyone deserves to find eternal rest. You have reached Manor Underground, prison. 5 meters before the jail. A few steps beyond the door, the light is still dim. 4 meters before the jail. Now it's dark. Not completely, but still not ideal. 3 meters before the jail. Elian begins to see the jail. It's to the left of this path. Just a few steps and it will be visible. Even what's inside it. He has no more blood vials. Swipe left to load the last saved game. You have reached Manor Underground. Storage room. Skinless zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Alien gains. To corridors. Metal door. The door is locked. Skinless zombie. Saving point. You saved the game. Skin to corridor. Metal door. The door is locked. If Alien really wants to corridors. You have reached Manor North exit. You have reached Manor wall. Coffin. This coffin is that voice. Alien searching. What was the wall glass? To corridor. Coffin. To You have reached Manor Underground. North to storage. You have reached Manor Underground. Storage room. Saving point. You saved the game. Skinless zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Alien gains 150 experience points. Alien gets blood vial. Double tap to continue. Save shelf 1. Skinless zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Alien gains shelf skinless zombie. The battle begins. The battle ends. Alien gains 150 experience points. Double tap. Shelf 1. Skinless zombie. Saving to corridor. Skinless zombie. Save. You saved skin to metal door. Alien unlocks the door with the prison key. That terrifying female moan came from here. You have reached Manor Under to storage. 5 meters. A few steps beyond. 4 meters. Now it's dark. 3 meters. Alien begins to see. Broken jail. Some bars of the jail are broken. No one is inside it. Swipe left to load the last saved game. You have reached Manor Underground. Storage room. Skinless zombie. The battle begins. The enemy is getting faster. The battle ends. Alien gains 1. To corridors, metal door. To skinless zombie. Saving point. You saved the game. You open life more than 75% life points. Experience point. Inventory. You opened the inventory page. 13. Blood vial. You're back in the map. Shelf 1. You opened quit game. Hellhunter. Anti-Nomen. Move among the exit game.
Games. Kop staan.